All right, so what I want to do here is I'm going to do an action pose position. I'm going to do a quick sketch so it won't be rough, quick sketch so it won't be stiff. And then I'm going to redo the whole thing again, going slowly, showing you step by step. That way you can follow me should you choose to. And I'll also be drawing it twice, which makes it better. So if you take any position and you draw it a couple times, then basically it'll be down and you'll have it, and you won't forget it. All right, so this is going to be fast motion, so I don't waste a lot of time. And then the next part will be regular, and we'll go through it together. All right, so let's go. Okay, so this is the position. I'm going to tweak it a little bit, and as you see, I'm starting to turn it into something, but I want you to see the position first and get the position before I turn it into what I plan on turning it into. So maybe make this hand a little smaller. Probably when I ink it, I'll just shrink it a little bit. And as I said, it's just not going to be a position. I'm going to turn it into a character. So let's go over what I did. So that you can follow. First of all, I started out with the lean. I had to have the lean. And this was the side right here. This is not the center line. This is the lead. And then I turned it into that twisted little rectangle. Like that. So that gave me the balance of the direction that I wanted to go. Now, it's probably going to be too long, so this is why you don't try to put detail in something right off the bat. So then after that, I threw the legs on, and this is like doing the rough sketch. I threw the legs on, and I wanted one leg coming down this way. So that's going to be an oval. Another leg coming this way. So you're going to do that back circle. Since you're going to do foreshortening, the back circle where it connects to that hip, and do that front circle where that knee is. And that's how you get that little foreshortened piece. So this is going to go down this way. So see, I put the knee here, and then I'll have that cylinder and that other cylinder, curve it a little bit like that. And then I have this one kind of going backwards. So say this is my front circle here, and this is my back circle right there, and then just kind of connect these two. That way you get it going backwards. And then I have the foot, maybe take it down a little bit more. But then I have the foot going down, so just do your lines first, and then do your other lines like that. Just point. For the time being, this foot may be adjusted but I just did that, just kind of like do a long triangle with a point. So that would be like almost a diamond. If you're doing a diamond, just make it longer like that. As I said, we'll tighten all this up later. So the hips are going to go in. Now watch this come out to be better than that one. The hips are going to go in. It's going to be a little thick, and you know you can thin it out a little later. Hips are going to go in. This is where your belt is. curving it around. So my center line is going to go here and about right there. So I know I don't want my head way up here. So you can see that right off the bat. So I'm going to stop my shoulders pretty much right about there. Now that's the thing you have to do whenever you use this rectangle method, instead of just doing like the torso and then the tuna can and then the upside down house. You know, you pretty much got the shapes that the size that you need by doing that, and then you can do your legs. But I wanted to give, sometimes you don't get enough curve or twist or play when you do something like that, when you do it like that. So I'll say I would do my shoulders about right there. Then I will get my torso in there. Get it the right shape that I want, and this is going to be what's left, the tuna can part. I might bring it down. So a lot of times when it's twisted, I'll do the ball. I'll throw the ball here, and that automatically curves into that stomach. So I'll say I'll bring that down a little bit more if need be. And then see the size of my head and the height of my head. So because she's leaning forward, that head is going to come down a little bit. And then because it's going to be turned, that center line is going to be here on the side, going in and around. So of course you're going to have more showing this side than you do that side. So since this is going back, this is twisted back, you're going to see just this little piece of the shoulder right here, especially with the arm going back. So I drew in the rest of if I drew in the rest of the arm, it's going to be like this, and then coming back like that. That elbow is going to go back. Well, it's going to be more foreshortened than anything. But since you don't see that, and then that hand, that square, put your fingers 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and then your thumb, that little circle for this fat part of the palm, and then your thumb with the 2 joints in the thumb, like that. That hand came out better than that hand, realistically. It's because I didn't do it this way. And it's more the fingers. How would you know? I know how a man would hold his fingers, but a woman will hold her fingers differently. So, granted, this is a little tall. This is a little tall. That's what I'm saying. You have to work it out this way. But I'm not trying to draw this verbatim. So, your neck is going to come down right there at your collarbone, which is going to go up because the character is leaning forward. Then, of course, at the end of this collarbone, you're going to have the delt, which is a given. The only part about a female neck and a male's neck is the female, number one, is going to be a thinner neck, and her shoulders, and that's what I was trying to say. Her shoulders are going to slope. You're not going to have those guy shoulders like this massive round traps. It's going to slope around, coming into that delt. So if you're foreshortening the hand or foot or whatever you might be trying to bring forward, do that first. Position that hand where you want to position it, whether it's down, whether it's up. So I'm going to position this one right here. And then, of course, you're going to square that off. This is going to be the higher point, but it's going to be curved because your hand is not flat. When I do something like that, it curves around. See, this is flat. But when I do that, it's going to curve that. It's going to curve all that around. It's going to curve around. So same thing here. You want to try to curve that around. And this is going to come up. This part is going to come up. You can center that if you need be, and this one half, this is the other half. So you know that like about halfway is where that thumb is. And then 1 and then 2. Like that. And then of course this comes straight up. See how this part of the hand comes like straight up. And then that finger, you can't really bring it out. You can bring it out just a little bit, but that's like uncomfortable. Nobody holds this finger out going this way. It's usually straight up. No matter how you bend it, it's going to be pretty much straight. So it's just a quick way to do a hand, or just quick quick step to remember how to do a hand. And then the fingers, so the 1, 2, 3, and 4 going down, curving around. And a lot of times I have to remember to do foreshortening on hands, like to overlap my fingers. So basically you have this piece, this one joint, you have the 3 joints. You have this one joint here. You want to overlap this, coming this way, and you overlap the other one coming the other way. And then it makes for better fingers. But sometimes I draw them too fat and I don't leave enough space in between. That's why you see me redoing my fingers over and over and over again, because I'm not happy with them. That's why I erase, because I'm not happy with them. I see something in my head, but it's not coming out on the paper the way I want it to come out. See, like this finger here goes down, but this is why I usually, if I draw a hand quickly, I'll just do like the stick fingers, just using one bend. If the hand is small enough, you can get away with it. Then I'll come back and I'll add the second, or that second line. It gives them that little meat, gives it that little meat to it. Little sausages. And then however you want to put your thumb, like that. I mean, that's if the hand is small enough. I only give it that one bend. But I mean, if you got a close-up of a hand, you're going to have to give it, a lot more to it. So anyway, you have this delt right here. It's a given. That's going to be there. You have this part, the forearm, which is going to go back and be foreshortened. And you may see some bicep, depending on the angle of the hand, the way the hand is held. See, I have this hand down a little bit more. This hand is more straight up. So that bicep is going to be more down. And then goes into that tricep. It's like doing a snowman. I show people that a number of times. You have your snowman here, here, and here. You have your 3 balls of snow. Then when you look at it from the top, it's going to look like this, and the other one, and then the other one. And then when you angle it, this one here, and this one here. And it's the same thing with the arm. You just have to understand the shape of the arm and how, it goes and how it fits. Other than that, it's pretty simple to do this stuff. Once you get it, once you do it enough and you kind of get it down. So, okay, since this is a female, the heart, upside down heart, you want to kind of bring it almost down to the rib cage right here. Depends on how big the breasts are. You can either do this and then just have one little piece, or you can separate them depending on how much the body is twisted. I always bring it up here. There's more, you see more on this side because this side is twisted, and of course it's going to go up under the arm like that. And then I lifted this side up because this is turned back. And then this rib right here, this little part of the ribs. And then from there, you start to slim it down to make it more of a female, because that's a thick. Number one, it's tall. 2 is thick, so you have to start slimming it down. So the ribs are pretty good. I'll bring the waist in and take that hip in a little bit. So this hip is going to come around with this leg. So it's built like this. The hip comes up, down, and then you have your leg like that. That's how that leg is hooked. Same way here. It comes up, it's hooked like that. And then, remembering it's a female leg, you don't want to give her like big inside calves. Here, not so much. Okay, so this is going in, coming back down. So this leg is going, this part of this hip is going to go here. And this leg is going to go here. Maybe not so long. slimmer already, but as I said, it's tall. This is tall. See if I can drop that shoulder down a little bit more. And then that hand going back, I would angle it, put that hand down a little bit more to bring it back. And this neck, so your head, unlike the man, you have the head like this. To give it a stronger appearance, you have that neck come straight down along the sides of that jaw, like that. Whereas a female, I'll usually do more of a cone shape, and then you give her a smaller neck, and then the shoulders round out, whereas the man's kind of mountain down like that, and the females round out, and it's not going to be as wide. It's going to come out and then start go sloping down. So the same thing with this. If I did this head, and you want to make the head, as I say, the head's got to be a little bigger on the body than the males. That's one reason I did the head quickly. Usually when I do the man, the head is pretty much last. So it's that, this neck, so bring this down. Like so. So there you have that quick body, and then you're gonna have calf. A lot of times if I'm doing a foreshortening, I will round it off to remind me not to make this thing so long. And then I'll bring this back and I'll round that out too. Then I will get the foot. Same thing with this one, the triangle. You can have, if it's going to be flat, it's got to be flat on the ground. If it's at an angle, then you can add a little bit of the toe. So make this leg a little thicker here. Like that. So if I ink this, just a quick ink. If I can find a nice pen. Just let me make it a little thicker. It would be something like this. And this is going to be a rough ink. This is not going to be any perfect. Perfect ink job. And the neck. The neck. I'll make this just like one piece, like she's got something tight on. Get that 2 joints, and that's a big hand. That hand is wide. That's something I have to kind of watch doing these hands, especially women's hands. I'm so used to just doing guys all the time. That my hands turn out big, so we have a little that. Slope that down right here. That hip coming around. That knee, probably about right there is where I cut it off at. Yeah, you really cut that off, didn't you? Yes, I did. And the reason I put that leg up there so high is I'm going to give her heels, give the character heels. And then his arm, which should be a little thinner, which means his hand, because his hand is bent backwards, you'll see some of this meat cut in front of it. I can't get that same angle to show you that it's going backwards. And then if you choose to do some of the ribs, you can, but it's going to be dressed. So yeah, that's it. When you try to draw, you know, this, as I said, by drawing this more quicker and fluently, you give a little more bend to it. But I mean, if I drew this a third time and did it the same way I did this, it would probably come out a little better. So I wanted to do this without warming up, because when I warm up on something and then try to do it again, it doesn't flow. The first time out, it flows better. So that's the steps of doing this. Now let me turn this into some kind of character. I somewhat have it in mind, but then at the same time I don't know how it's going to come out, and I'm really not liking this shoulder, but she's leaning over, so you're going to get that shoulder there. So I know I wanted her to have horns. It was like a demon kind of female. So I'm going to fast motion this because I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do, and it's going to be just silence. So let's do this. right, so here we have the ink product all finished, but I don't want to just leave her in the white background of nothingness. So I'm going to draw some kind of quick background, So she's like this demon kind of vampirish kind of girl. So where else would you be but in the graveyard? So we're just going to do some quick graveyard stuff. Just real quick, kind of like, you know, out of my head kind of thing. Let's put a little hill here. And we can have some more stuff up on the hill. And then give it some more background. And maybe another hill here, maybe some kind of mausoleum or castle or something up on that hill, which you don't see. So we can put a few more things here, like one here, one back here. Gravestones. And you have like one here maybe. I don't want too much, just, you know, take away from the background too much. Actually, I wanted to kind of like a tall cross here, but that could take away, and have some trees or something here in the background. Just throwing objects in there, like a dark, spooky kind of graveyard, and could be something down here. I don't know what. Maybe another thing leaned over. I mean, you know, one of these could be hers. I could have this like dug out open, but she's there, so I'm not gonna have that. So it could be cracked, old and cracked and beat up, and some weeds, some rocks, some more weeds and stuff around. It's unkept. It's an old kind of graveyard. Bushes here, with some plants and bushes back here. So you just fill it up. You kind of throw your direction of your land wherever, and then you just kind of like fill it up with stuff. You have some tombs here. And you'd put a lot of shadow and other such things in here to kind of fill it up. But it's just going to be like just line work, straight line work. Some more shrubs here. I mean, if I wanted to, I could put like a name or something here, but I'm not going to curse anybody and put their name there. Here lies Johnny. And then Johnny go and die on me. So now I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to curse nobody for that one. Some more little shrubs here and some grass here and just little stuff, just, you know, all over the place to make it fitting. And then shadow here, you know, if it's like a full moon, I could like put the full moon over here, you know, just kind of like go crazy. Maybe some more trees here in the background. But as I say, I don't want to take away from the actual drawing, so let's just throw some lines in here and see what it comes up to be like. And there you have it, a complete drawing of this vampire, demon, witch kind of female right off the top of my head. So let's go back and compare the position to the other one. Should I be able to find it? Right here. So taking this initial drawing, I mean, you could have turned it into, you know, whatever you wanted. It could have been your character, you know, for all that matter. But what I saw was just kind of like this little, when I drew this, I saw horns immediately. So I just kind of turned it into this little demon, vampire, female type thing. So I think I'm going to do a couple more of these where I draw it and then I slow it down and show you guys how to draw. And then that way we'll get back into the whole teaching and drawing kind of habit. So that's going to be it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video. I'm working on like 2 more as we speak. So hopefully they'll be out in the next couple of days. All right. I'm not going to go like I used to do in the 30-day, trying to get something out every day. That's a bit too much. All right. So I'll see you guys in the next video.